Everyone to Auckland Botanic Gardens, and today's field trip we're going to do the edible garden with Angela, we'll take a lunch break, and then children's garden and orchard with myself. So I think we'll just, we might as well get going straight away. So if you want to follow me, and I'll take you to the edible garden. This is Angela, our edible curator, and yeah, Angela's going to show you around the winter garden. So lots of sort of winter things to look at.
Ideas and stuff.
Yeah, ideas and
so I thought we'll start here in our wall garden.
Inspiration.
Oh yeah. And then we'll go through into the culinary courtyard, into here, and then kind of through the back part of the garden.
They've actually planted it in a few weeks.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah.
So
it was quite empty.
We'll just go over here. Our wall garden area in here is designed on an English design, so you've got the hot walls that side and the cooler walls that side with the different aspects, which is really good for like all seasons. But the challenge I have in this garden is this is able to be booked out for weddings and functions and things like that. So I have to be able to have it looking pretty for photos. I have to have it edible, because obviously it's an edible garden, and I have to have it interesting for more sort of advanced gardening people that come in, and I also have to have it kind of simple enough for beginning gardeners to come in. So I like the challenge of being able to do that, but it's really good because I think planning is key. You're not going to be able to get all those aspects sorted without a lot of planning, and I keep a lot of records from what my first year was challenging because I hadn't done it before, and each year I keep my records and just sort of go through what was good and what wasn't. And I watched a really interesting online forum thing a few weeks ago from a garden called Chanticleer in Philadelphia, and the edible gardening guy there, he said there's 3 key things that everybody needs to think about in planning an edible garden. He said one is the tried, so obviously the things that have already worked, and he said one is something that you really like, and then the new. And I thought, well, I'm kind of doing that anyway, but to hear it put like that, I thought that's actually really good, because it shows that you should always try something new, and you should always have something that you like, because that's obviously why you're doing it. And then to get your collection and everything working, you have to test it that you know is going to work. So yeah. So for the winter, I'm calling them clouds, but because I think that sounds quite nice. But it's sort of, the fennel is here, which is the bulb Milano fennel, and then I just put all the edible flowers around it, which is the Bellis daisy, the alyssum, and the snowlands chrysanthemum, because the fennel will get quite big, and it looks quite pretty. It, like, when it sort of gets big, it sort of looks quite sort of feathery, and I think look really pretty. So I sort of wanted it to sort of have all low flowers just around it, and then that kind of be the start of the garden. So is those, sorry.
Is the Milano Florence fennel?
Yeah, the Milano Florence one is a big bulby one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you can sort of use the tops of that as well as garnish and things like that. It's still got that flavour, but the main reason that we grow it is for the bulbs. Yeah. So those two there are what I call my perennial, my annual gardens, because they sort of change all the time. And to cut my workload down, instead of having 4 like that, I have those 2 like that, which I call my perennial, which have some perennials in it, and then I've got annuals around in it, and that just sort of cuts your workload down, because that times 4 is quite a lot of work. But I think it looks quite nice having the opposites. And these ones here, I've got the red flowered broad bean for the winter up the frames. They don't climb that well, so I sort of train them a bit, and then they kind of do their thing. But they're really pretty. Some of them are flowering now, and they've got the most beautiful scent on them. The broad beans are okay, but I actually think the flower is probably the nicest part. That's a really nice, I call it citrus flavoured thyme, along the edge, so make sure you smell that. It's a really nice strong one. And this is really nice. This is a Korean red kimchi cabbage. Both Lawrence and I have been growing this for a couple of years, and we really rate it. It's a beautiful colour, and obviously, you know, it is to make kimchi, but you can also use it to slice and put all through stir fries, and you can wrap some rice and tuna and stuff in it and things like that. It's really nice. And then I sort of put the parsley, because I really like the green of the parsley, just offsetting the colours. And in the corner is my new one this year, and that's called Mizuna, which I hadn't grown before, but because it's dark red and I really like dark red colours, I thought we'll try that, because it sort of ties that in with the Korean kimchi cabbage. So as a design type thing, it kind of works. So yeah. So along that wall there is a cooler wall, so that's sort of where I've got my dianthus and shanguku, which is like an Asian green. And I tried that passion fruit out there.
Just looking, I didn't do a very good job pulling back. It looks like I didn't stand back to look at it like the other day.
I tried that about 18 months ago because I wanted to try it on a cooler wall to see how it went. It's really made no difference between one being on the hot wall and one being on the cooler wall. They're still great. Yeah. And this garden originally was designed to have espalier all around it, and what the espalier that was here was no good. It hadn't been looked after properly, and they were the wrong choices. So I made the call to have brambles and vines. So I have raspberry, passion fruit, blackberry, passion fruit, blackberry, grape, and boysenberry. And I just think the brambles and vines are really nice because they can just tumble over the walls, and that's still within the English sort of, you know.
So how do you strip your brambles?
Yeah.
You got them on wire?
Yeah, everything's all, I had some really nice frames all built to put everything on, which has helped. Yeah, but I was able to get them all built, and it just makes things a lot tidier and a nicer plant. Yeah, so have a look all around. Everything I think has got signs on it to tell you what the plants are. And any questions, just September this year is my 3rd year here at Botanic Gardens, and I've been doing this collection for 2.5 years. So still a lot of learning to do, because you can never stop learning.
Sure.
But I'd never grown food till I came here.
Yeah.
And done probably everything else, but I'm committed now to food.
Great.
And I really like the concepts of what we can have here in Botanic Gardens.
Yes.
We're lucky to have such a nice workplace. And that wall there, I've got my grape.
Yes.
Edged by edible flowers. And that one there, we've got the boysenberry with dianthus, because that's more of a cooler aspect. This one here is dianthus. This one here is the shanguku, which is a lovely Asian green, because that's another cooler wall. This one here is, I've tried corn salad for the first time on that one, but I think that might be okay. This one is giant mustard, which is a pretty cool plant, I think, with edible violas underneath.
Yes.
And then that one is the Mizuna, because I wanted to impact the fruit, dark red, with the viola. And then that one again is the kimchi cabbage with edible flowers in front. I sort of like to edge all the walls with edible flowers, because I just think on the bricks it just looks nice.
It does.
And it just sort of finishes things. So, yeah. High standard because it's so close to visitor centre, and because of the booking capacity. So I have to keep it to high specs. But that's fine. I like just doing that.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, and it's, if you keep it like that all the time, it's actually quite nice just coming in and just doing a little bit of hoeing and tidying up. Yeah, so it's good.
So do you find there's a difference between the hot and the cold side?
Definitely. Yeah, more so in the summer. Like in the summer, on this hot side over here, that's where I put all the chilies and everything like that, and the eggplants and the okra, and so good. And then I tried okra in another spot over there. Yeah, so there's definitely, it definitely works. And then the Asian greens, they're okay in the winter on these walls, but if I tried sort of those sort of things a bit more into spring, which I did try bok choy, it just went to seed on my hot walls. So that gave me the answer that it's doing the right thing, keeping it on the other side, and that's the interesting thing is I just keep everything diarised about what I did and where I put it, and then I know that didn't work, that did work, and you can put that information out to people as well. You know, I've got all that, so anyone else that was building a wall garden, I can say to them, well, on your hot side in the summer, this is a good suggestion, and on the winter, on your cool side, this is a good suggestion. But not everybody has the budget to have a wall garden because it's, you know, obviously pretty expensive.
I hadn't actually realised that warmth made so much difference.
Yes, definitely, and it's also that I think that raised up aspect, so good.
Yeah.
Like this is more flat down here, obviously, but it's still got really. I've done quite a lot of soil work to it, and I keep on doing soil work to it. And because to have it producing like 10 months of the year, 11 months of the year, I've got to be able to have that. So
Yeah.
So so that's our wall garden.
Yeah.
But they sort of just fit into the corners, and I like the silver sort of colouring contrast.
Yeah.
So they must be consistent.
Happy like that, so I'll look at the other one.
I'm going to shift that to where the good, other better stuff is and see if it does no different over there.
What's actually taking it?
How would you?
But it's not happening out there, so I think it could be something to do with that. Even though that is a cooler water, it's still warmer than sort of
Yeah, you would eat the flowers. But we're saying have
the
some
Bellus perennis, it's the flowers that we're growing for. Like we garnish with the whole flowers. We pull all the petals apart and sprinkle all that through our salads and things like that. And they're just so pretty that they, but there's so many leaves on everything else that's I'm quite happy just having that as a flower.
Yeah.
And then the chrysanthemum is the same. The alyssum is nice just to do garnish, but that's more for kind of like a bee attractor as well, because it brings so many good insects and everything to the garden. And then the chrysanthemum, the flowers, you can have the younger shoots, like that is edible, makes your salad, but mainly it's for the flowers just to garnish and put all through your salads and stuff like that.
Okay, and they use these vegetables in the cafe, do they?
Yeah, if we have any extra, but not in my sort of display gardens, but other gardens where I have to harvest like the spinach and all sorts of things like that. Excess goes there, and I also have a food bank down in Manurewa that I support, and I just go and drop off stuff down to the food bank.
Quite mild because they remind me of lamb.